Hi, welcome back to this channel. Today I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about adjectives in Portuguese. So adjectives describe a noun, and the adjectives in Portuguese, differently from English for example, come usually after a noun. So instead of saying yellow house, I will say casa amarela. So it's switched in comparison to the English structure. Another interesting thing to know about adjectives in Portuguese is that the adjectives will always agree with the noun. And what does it mean? It means that the adjective will always agree with the noun in terms of gender and number. For example, if I say one yellow house, I will say uma casa amarela. Casa is singular, so the adjective is always in the singular form combined with the singular noun. And casa we consider a feminine noun. I know it sounds crazy, but we have these genders for words that are things, not only men, women, but also table, screen, so on and so forth. So in this case, you need to know the gender of the noun and then use the same gender for the adjective. So a casa amarela. Another thing that you need to know is that normally the adjectives that end in a are feminine and the adjectives that end in o are masculine. But not always. We have some exceptions and I can talk about some exceptions in a minute. Let's see some examples of how adjectives and nouns are together. For example, moça bonita. Moças bonitas. Menino alto. Meninos altos. Computador quebrado. Computadores quebrados. Roupa feia. Roupas feias. All right? Well, I didn't mention this before, but maybe you can already consider the fourth rule or tip is that if you want to put an adjective or a noun in the plural form, most of the times you would just add an S at the end of the word. For example, roupa, roupas, feia, feias. All right? Not always, but it's already a good rule for you for most cases. Now, I also mentioned that we have some adjectives that are not necessarily ending in A for feminine or O for masculine. And I will give you now some examples, but don't freak out about these exceptions, let's say, because they are quite normal. You will hear them frequently and you will gradually internalize the content and remember them. But some important ones are, for example, inteligente, which is an adjective that can be used for both feminine and masculine, and it doesn't change. Mulher inteligente, homem inteligente. All right? So it's the same thing. And to make it plural, you just add the S at the end. So mulheres inteligentes, homens inteligentes. Same form for the adjective. Another very common example is grande. You can say casa grande or casas grandes, but you can also say carro grande or carros grandes. So the adjective won't change depending on the gender. It will be still grande or grandes, but you will have to add the S for making it plural. Another common word is, for example, gentil. You can say gentil for both masculine and feminine words, and the plural form is gentis, so you remove the L and add the S. For example, crianças gentis, clientes gentis. All right, so a criança, it's feminine. cliente ou cliente, it's masculine. Another common exception would be, for example, interessante. It doesn't end in A or O, and it can be used actually for both genders. Livro interessante, revista interessante. Livros interessantes, revistas interessantes. Alright? Now let's practice a little bit. I will put here some examples and you have to complete with the adjective. Cachorro pequeno, it's singular and it's masculine. Uma casa moderna, it's feminine and singular. Meus amigos são divertidos. Now you see amigos is plural and masculine, so you have to make the verb also plural and masculine. Minhas ideias são criativas. Alright? Again, you have to agree the adjective with the noun ideias. Last example. O café está muito quente. This is an adjective that doesn't change depending on the gender. Only if it's a plural, then you would put quentes. But in this case, café, it's singular. Café quente. Alright? And now let's talk about comparatives. And if you want to compare two things, you can have one thing being more of that characteristic than another. For example, ela é mais alta do que eu. So if you want to say that one person is taller than the other, you will say mais alta do que. So that's the structure for superiority. Let's think about another adjective. Esse filme é mais interessante do que o outro. João é mais simpático do que Pedro. Alright? So again here we are using the structure mais adjective do que, but we still keep in mind the gender and the number. If I want to say essas casas são mais caras do que aquelas, I still need to keep in mind that I'm talking about houses, so words that are considered feminine, and they are in the plural form. So my adjective also needs to be like that, even in the comparative structure. Now, if you want to say the opposite, so instead of superiority, you want to say that something has some level of comparison in the inferiority way, you can say, for example, essas casas são menos caras do que aquelas. So we use the structure menos, adjective, do que. So instead of the word mais, we use menos. They are opposite words. And again, we keep in mind the rule for number and gender. Another example can be: esses livros são menos interessantes do que aqueles. Minha casa é menos iluminada do que a sua. Alright? So we are always using the structure menos, adjective, do que. Now, if you want to compare things on the same level, you have another structure. And the structure is tão, adjective, quanto. For example, ele é tão inteligente quanto o professor. Alright? So they have the same level of intelligence, and then you use the structure tão, adjective, quanto. You can also say tão, adjective, como. For example, esta comida é tão boa quanto a do restaurante. Alright? So you are also comparing things on the same level. And again, you must take into account the gender and the number of the noun you are comparing. If you are saying, for example, esses relógios são tão bonitos quanto aqueles. You see, you are also using the same agreement on gender and number when making comparison on the same level. So until now we learned already like 7 rules. I lost the count of how many rules we already learned, but I will put here the summary on screen so you can take a look at it. Now, something else that I wanted to mention is that there are some special adjectives that are irregular. So you will not say mais adjective do que, so you have to memorize these ones. So the first one is, for example, bom. You cannot say mais bom do que because this is grammatically incorrect. So how would you say it? You would use the word melhor. And an example that I can give you is ela se sente melhor do que antes. Ela se sente melhor do que antes. Another special adjective is mal. I cannot say mais mal. This is wrong. You have to say pior. Pior. A situação está pior do que antes. Alright? Another common irregular adjective for the comparative of superiority is grande. I cannot say mais grande. This is a common mistake that children make. You have to say maior. Maior. O apartamento dele é maior do que o meu. And the opposite adjective is pequeno. You cannot say mais pequeno. You have to say menor. And an example would be este bolo é menor do que aquele, for example. Alright? Este café é melhor do que o colombiano. O trânsito hoje está pior do que ontem. Meu irmão é maior do que eu. Ela é menor do que a irmã. Now let's practice specifically for the superiority comparison. Este café é aquele. Este café é mais forte do que aquele. Ela é eu. Ela é mais organizada do que eu. O trânsito hoje está ontem. O trânsito hoje está mais lento do que ontem. Este hotel é o outro. Este hotel é mais confortável do que o outro. Ana é Marcos. Ana é mais pontual do que Marcos. Now let's practice the comparatives of inferiority. Ela está ontem. Ela está menos animada do que ontem. Este restaurante é o da esquina. Este restaurante é menos caro do que o da esquina. Ele está na semana passada. Ele está menos ocupado do que na semana passada. Este livro é o anterior. Este livro é menos difícil do que o anterior. Now let's practice with the comparatives of equality. O bolo ficou o da padaria. O bolo ficou tão gostoso como o da padaria. Este carro é o outro modelo. Este carro é tão econômico quanto o outro modelo. A aula foi a de ontem. A aula foi tão cansativa quanto a de ontem. O tempo aqui é no Brasil. O tempo aqui é tão quente como no Brasil. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with people who are also learning Portuguese. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!